Hey YouTube, YTPC, it's Pipe Miner again. Not currently smoking anything. I am here today because I got a subtle hint this morning. I'm not necessarily the best at hints, but I got a hint from Duke of Wales. I'll put a link in the bucket for his channel. He's doing a giveaway and did a video yesterday. They said essentially get your damn VRs in, people. So I have gotten behind on VRs without a question. So I had decided I would get one done this afternoon. So Lewis, I got to say I enjoy your channel thoroughly. I have watched a lot of your videos. I enjoyed. I like your little. Well, I think you called it a travel case, but the case that you've got that you keep a bunch of your pipe in, I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, you want one of our favorite recipes, and you want to know why it's one of our favorites. One of mine is it's one of my favorites because it's simple, it's fast, and it actually turns out good, and has turned out to be a good meal every time I've made it. Part of the reason the recipe is for a grilled chicken parmesan. It sounds difficult, and I was always I had not had much luck with grilling chicken before. You know, I had a tendency to overcook it because I had never seen a recipe that explained how long to cook it. Well, once I found this one, I have figured out how to cook, grilled chicken. So, but anyway, to get the recipe, you make spaghetti. Take your, whatever pasta sauce that you're using for your spaghetti, and then you take your chicken breasts, and I just most of the time buy the frozen chicken breasts, partially because those ones that are half to 3/4 of an inch thick, they're easy to cook and they're fast. You don't have to spend the time on them that you do the real thick breasts that you might get from a meat counter or something at the grocery store. But anyway, you take your chicken breasts, you put a light coating of whatever oil you prefer, olive oil, canola oil, whatever, your normal cooking oil. Coat it with a light coating of the oil, and then you would coat that with seasonings, whatever you want for seasonings. And I just mix a bunch of what I think are Italian themed seasonings, oregano, that kind of stuff. So you coat it and you let it sit for a while, and I've let it sit for 5 minutes, I've let it sit for 4 hours. It doesn't matter much, it just gives it time for the seasonings to kind of meld in. And then you take it out and you throw it on the grill it for 3.5 minutes per side, and your chicken breast at 3.5 minutes with those thinner breasts every time. 3.5 minutes per side, done. You bring it back in. Usually I put about a tablespoon of the whatever pasta sauce I'm using on each one of the chicken breasts, and I'll coat that with Parmesan. You throw it in the oven for 5 minutes just to get the Parmesan to kind of melt and lay in there nice. And then you serve it up with, if you want a vegetable, whatever. But every time I've made it, and I've done this out camping, I've done it at the house, it doesn't matter. Every time I've made it, it has turned out really well. So don't make it all the time. I mean, it's not something that I make weekly, but I've done it a lot of times since I found that recipe. So it definitely had become one of my favorites. I've used that same technique with some barbecue seasoning, other seasonings on chicken breasts. It works every time. So that's part of the reason, again, that recipe is one of my favorites. As far as any of the others. I've got some stuff that I make for. I've got some people would call it schnapps, some people call it moonshine, homemade stuff that I've stumbled onto and tweaked and make myself, but they're way more time consuming. But this is something that, you know, anybody, I've showed my kids how to make it. It's dirt simple. So I really enjoy it. But anyway, Lewis, I look forward to more videos from you. I know you're getting ready to move, so this is doing a giveaway in the midst of all of that. Man, more power to you, brother. So anyway, till we get a chance to talk again, Lewis, remember, life is short. Stop and smell the smoke.